What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel, Ermo Time. Thank you so much for tuning into this video, guys. I am back once again with another kicker video. Today, guys, I've got the top 10 list that I'm doing. Now, I don't think I've done a lot of top 10 lists. I don't think I've ever done it at all, actually, looking back at my videos. But this may be the first one. And for today, we've got my favorite top 10 characters of The Office. Now, for those of you who don't know, The Office is a original series that aired from, I think it was 2005 all the way until 2013. It's basically an office that has a boss named Michael Scott who runs it, and he's just ridiculous, and he's just the weirdest boss ever, and the people around him are pretty normal, most of them at least. But they start to act weird and stuff. But it's a funny TV show. If you haven't watched it yet, if you got Netflix, I highly recommend it for you to watch it. But anyways, let's get into this video. My top 10 favorite characters of The Office. Starting at number 10, we've got Toby Flinderman or something like that. Now, Toby's the quiet guy. Michael Scott, the main boss, really hates Toby. He's really quiet. He's kind of weird. He's kind of awkward. Kind of likes Pam a little. But I put him at number 10 just because he's got that certain vibe to him, you know? I don't like him that much, but he's in my top 10 that I would be friends with him. Number 9, we've got Ryan. Ryan, who is the boyfriend of Kelly. Kelly's an Indian girl, so Ryan's a weirdo too, to be honest. I mean, he's kind of normal, but he's kind of weird too, because he's always wanted to leave the office and be manager, and he ends up kind of being in corporate and stuff, and he is not friends with Michael Scott at all. I mean, he kind of hated him, but then he started to like him, and they put him through this whole up and down phase throughout the whole episode, but he's at number 9 for me. Alright, number 8, we've got Oscar. Oscar is probably the most normal person on The Office. Probably the most normal, most relatable to other people. I mean, he's just so, he's got so much sense into him. He barely laughs that much. I mean, he's not, always angry or anything, but he's got this certain vibe to him. He's so normal. He does his work on time. Whenever Michael Scott messes up, he's just like, okay. But I have him at number 8. Number 7, we've got Michael's partner in crime, Dwight K. Schrute. Dwight is probably the weirdest person on The Office. He loves Michael to death. He wants to be assistant regional manager, but then Michael's always assistant to the original manager. 2 different things, by the way, but Dwight doesn't know that. He's always wanting to be with Michael, always trying to help him. He hates Jim, he's in my list, by the way. Jim's in my list, but he hates him. But Dwight's at number 7 for me. He's weird, but I still like him. But he could, obviously he's not one of my favorites, but he's okay. Number 6, we've got Daryl. Now, Daryl is one of the guys, the black dude who works down in the warehouse. So down in the warehouse, you got the office and you got the warehouse where all the people kind of use, they deliver stuff and stuff. And he's just kind of up there. And so eventually, at around season 7, he comes up and he has an office too. He starts working in there. He's always wanted to be manager. I don't think he ends up being manager, but no, sorry for the spoiler. But Daryl is just a really interesting guy. I kind of like him. I like him a lot, but he's not my favorite. But he's just so interesting. He's normal too. He's kind of like a homie guy. He's good at basketball. If you haven't seen it, in season 1, I think is episode 4 or 5, they play basketball down in the warehouse. One of my favorite, funniest episodes ever, and Daryl is down there, so definitely check that out. Alright, top 5. Number 5, you got Jim. Jim is probably, after Oscar, the second most normal. Jim is one of the main characters, if not the main character, after Michael Scott. He's funny, he's cool, him and the feud he has with Pam and everything is just so intense and everything, and then eventually they get married, eventually they have kids and stuff, so, Jim is just an interesting dude, probably the most relatable dude to you, the audience member, watching probably, because he's just, he likes Michael Scott, but he just, the reactions he makes and the camera angles points to him every time Michael does something stupid or something, and then Jim just makes a face. But I got him at 5. Number 4, we've got Pam, Jim's wife. Pam is the receptionist at the office. She's interesting, she's cool, but she kind of has a weird vibe to her towards the end. She, has a boyfriend named Roy in the warehouse, but Jim likes her, and he hates it, and they're always talking about the wedding and stuff that never will happen, that never ends up happening. And, Jim and Roy kind of in the race for her, and then Jim was losing, and then Roy, but she's cool, she's helpful, she's nice, she doesn't have a lot of weird moments as much as the other characters, but she is my fourth favorite character on The Office. Alright, top 3. Now, I gotta admit, the 2 before number 1, I gotta admit, many people don't have them in their top 5, top 3, but I got them just because they're interesting. Number 3 for me is Creed Bratton. Now, Creed Bratton he doesn't have a lot of scenes, honestly, compared to like other characters. He's an old man, he works over there in the corner. He just has those moments where he's just extremely funny. The scene at the hospital with Meredith, where he just names a bunch of painkillers and stuff. That one was I was just dying when I saw that. There's just so many scenes. The blackmail one. Creed is so interesting, He's an old man, but he's so weird. He's got a weird vibe to him, and then he becomes manager eventually for like a week or something, and it's just the weirdest manager of all time. But I have him at number 3. Number 2 is Stanley Hudson. Yes, the only black dude in the office. The only black dude besides Daryl in the warehouse. Stanley Hudson, my guy, is coming in at number 2. He doesn't talk much. He doesn't like Michael Scott too much, but he is, working with them. He doesn't like Michael Scott at all. But, he's just funny. He's a guy, just like Creed, he's got his own moments as well. And he's just hilarious. I mean, personally to me, he's one of the funniest, especially that one when Michael's just like roasting everyone, and then eventually he comes up to Stanley and then he roasts him, and then Stanley's just dying his laugh. Stanley's on number 2. And if you haven't guessed it already, number 1 is Michael Scott. Michael Scott, the main manager of Dunder Mifflin, Scranton, Pennsylvania. Michael Scott. Steve Carell did a great job as playing Michael Scott. Michael Scott is the manager that you want to have. If you always think of an office as a negative workplace, you probably want to work in the office in Scranton, Pennsylvania, where Michael Scott is the boss, because his character, his funny moments from season 1, from episode 1, all the way until the end, until he leaves. Michael Scott is the best character in The Office, hands down, no questions asked. I mean, most people got him at number 1, maybe number 2. I don't know who could top him, but he's the main character. Steve Carell did a great job playing him, and Michael Scott, for me as well, guys, for Ermo Time, is the number 1 character for The Office. Alright, guys. Woo! We did it. There you guys have it. My top 10 characters, favorite characters from 10 to number 1 from The Office. If you guys enjoyed that video, make sure to give it a like and a comment if you would like. Stay tuned for more awesome videos from me to come in this year. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. Thank you for I think I got 97, 98 subscribers. Almost at 100. Let's push it. Let's try to get there by the end of this month if we can, or next month. So stay tuned for more awesome videos. Remember to follow me on social media. Until the very next video, guys. Peace.